YouTube, the final frontier. These are the live streams of the channel Captain McKay Random. Its continuing mission? To explore strange new action figures, to seek out new hobbies and new conversations, to boldly stream where no one has streamed before.
We made it. Barely, but we made it. How's everybody doing? We got some people in here already, I see. Now, the bug in here too? That's ridiculous. Few things right off the top. This week, the worst. I'll tell you why. Work is approaching end of quarter, which we do every 3 months, which is very hectic and just a huge pain for people like me who have to deal with it. So, I've been going in early, I've been staying late, but I didn't want to miss the stream, so I have to come to a compromise. So we're going to run a little shorter this week than normal. We're going to only do a half hour instead of an hour. And next week, I got to figure out a different day for the stream, because I'm going to be doing stuff that Wednesday, because the 4th of July is Thursday, so maybe try and stream Tuesday night. We'll see what happens. Hopefully I can pull that off. Now that the business is out of the way, how's your week going? We got some people. Kaimo Films, hi. Joseph Miga, Latoya, Alex version 1, Maddox. Let's see. It's like that Breaking Bad. I still haven't seen that show, honestly. I mean, I've seen like a few clips of it, and mostly GIFs. I've seen a lot of GIFs. Gato Pero, Baki. Oh, we got some people in here. Very cool. I'm trying to be able to... You see... My roommate, I think he's playing a video game or watching TV, but every now and then I just hear a weird noise, and I'm like, I don't know if somebody's just dying out in the kitchen. I'd be alarmed if that happened. Let's see. Alex version 1 says, I saw the new Child's Play movie. What'd you think? Because I heard it was very different than the old Child's Play movie, but I actually heard it was not bad, so let me know. I saw Aladdin, actually. Me and the girlfriend went and did some things during the day. Went to a nice outdoor, it was like on the fairgrounds. So it was a lot of vendors and food and cool stuff. And then just checked that movie out afterwards. And honestly, it was pretty good, I thought. I didn't know what to expect. I mean, everybody that kind of told me about it said they kind of went in with the same feeling, where it was like, I didn't know if I was going to like it, but I turned out kind of liking it. And that's kind of where I was. So... decent enough. Worth checking out, I think. Space Case, like Child's Play. Let's see. Get Mountain on one of these streams. One of these days I should. Any San Diego Comic-Con WWE predictions? Didn't they already show Macho Man? Wasn't that the San Diego Comic-Con? The Slim Jim one? Very different, no spoilers. Alright, cool. Nice. Maddox says he went to the Disney parks last week, and Aladdin is your favorite movie. Now, you talking about the brand new one or the cartoon? Because I liked the cartoon when I was a kid, and this new one, they do a few things differently, but I think it holds up. I think they did a good enough job. Bought Samurai Showdown today, says Zombie. What do you think? Oh, and Maddox, no, I'm not currently working on wrestling animations. I just got a couple things in the mail today that are going to help me with a different project that I'm working on. So I'll be able to announce that pretty soon. I also got some new figures over the past couple days. And it's been a while since I've been able to show figures that I got on this live stream. So starting yesterday, from my man Chino One Moreno, who you should watch on YouTube because he's got great stop motion. He sent me this Black Series Luke Skywalker figure from A New Hope, Episode 4, the original Star Wars. And I dig it, man. I never had this figure before, so to have him in my collection now, I've been messing with him a little bit. He's really cool. So big thanks to Chino once again. And then today, when I got home from work, well, I should say today, when I went to lunch, picked up, Kaimo Films might like this, I picked up Mothra, the NECA version. A lot of really good paint details on the wings, I gotta say. I mean, it's a tiny, tiny figure. The bug figure is only about like an inch and a half long, maybe, if that. And the front claws and the back claws move. I don't know about those two like middle ones. I don't think they do, and I'm not going to try and break them. But the stand is really well done, I think. It's a cool looking figure. I can just leave her right there on the thing and just try and do a stream around Mothra. Not going to do that, though, because that's ridiculous. But, yeah, pretty good figure, and happy to have it. And let's see, what else we got? Just let you know some kills are off screen. Oh, okay, for a Child's Play. Gotcha. And we'll get to one more new thing I got in a second. Maddox. Let's see, same game as the old one. Nothing's different, just new graphics. Oh, alright, well, I guess that makes sense. And Joseph Mika says, don't I have the figure arts version of that, Luke? Yes, I do. I got that when it came out, and I really love that figure. But what's cool about this one is the cloth tunic I like, and he actually comes with the binoculars. And the figure arts Luke came with the helmet, with the blast shield and everything. So now I got some different accessories and just different possibilities. So, hey, I ain't going to lift gift horse in the mouth. So that was cool of Chino. Kaimo says, oh, Ghidorah is shipping in 3 days? Get hyped. I saw a size comparison of... Oh, on Instagram, the original Ghidorah. The old figure's heads only reach the chest of the new one. Are you talking about this image that I brought here just to be able to show? Like, look. I don't even know where I'm going to put this figure when it shows up. Like, I don't know, man. Like, that's crazy. I still haven't got any kind of, like... shipping notice from Ami or any kind of payment request or anything like that. So I check my email every day looking for it because I don't want to miss it and I don't want them to think I don't want the figure or anything. So I'm definitely pretty vigilant on checking that and make sure. Let's see. Ronald Van Donald. Hey, I'm Wrestling and Music Nerd. I just changed my account name. Oh, okay. Well, RVD is a little easier to say. It's a terrible pun. I'm sorry. Let's see. Did I hear about the Megadeth member having cancer? Yeah, throat cancer. That's Dave Mustaine. He's like the main, he's the guy who created the band. So that sucks. But I think we talked about that a little bit last week too, where I said, he's had some medical issues come up in the past, and he's been able to get past it and get back to doing what he does best. So hopefully this is the same kind of thing, and hopefully he's got many more years of playing ahead of him, because I still enjoy Megadeth quite a bit. Let's see. Any new dioramas? Because those are cool. Actually, yes, I've been working on one, and I'm going to do a video about it at some point soon. I want to get one more little detail done on it, and then it'll basically be finished. So I do have one of those. Do I like pasta? Yeah, big pasta fan. Just realized how bad I am at playing it online. I'm pretty much bad at everything online. I don't know how people just get so good at things like that. Like I've been playing Mortal Kombat a lot lately, MK11, but I'm afraid to take it online because I know I'm just going to get embarrassed and mauled, and it just won't be fun. One more thing I got today. Been waiting for this for a while. This is the X-Men 3-pack. I don't know if you can see, big glare, so I'm going to try and make it easier. There we go. You got Magneto, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver. Really cool. I'm looking forward to opening this and messing around with it a little bit. I still got my original Toy Biz Marvel Legends Magneto right here from 2004. And from what I've seen, this one looks like a big improvement, but still not the perfect Magneto figure. I don't know if they're ever going to make the perfect Magneto figure, honestly. Let's see, I had a spot reserved on my shelf for the Monster Arts King the Monster figures. Seeing that image, I'm going to need a way bigger boat. I'm wondering what I'm going to do. I have to... I got a big shelf with a bunch of Monster Arts figures, but I'm going to have to, change it all around and just make room for, Ghidorah in the background of all of it, I think. I mean, Mothra, at least, this little one, the stand is only about, 2 inches wide, so I can pretty much put that anywhere, and Mothra will be fine. But that Ghidorah is going to be just immense. I don't know. I have no idea where I'm going to put it. Swig of beer for the working man. Let's see. Did I ever want to be a professional wrestler? I wouldn't say I ever wanted to be. I've always been a fan, but I never got it in my head that I was yeah, I'm going to go do that. It's just, I don't know, not my thing. Remember when Damien Sandow was Magneto? I remember seeing pictures of it because Hugh Jackman was on Raw. Was that what it was? And Damien Sandow came out. Yeah. the Dark Ages. I forgot who RVD teamed with, but they mashed up their theme songs and it was awful. Every 5 seconds it would just say one of a kind. Who was that? That was... God, yeah, I can't remember either. But I know I've heard that mashup and been like, why would you do that? Like, you've got... Like, I miss the days when they would just give tag teams their own themes. Like, back in the day, Undertaker and Big Show had a tag team in, like, 1999. So they gave them all new music. And it was, like, scary, ministry-type music. I wouldn't say it was the greatest music ever, but it was, like, their own tag team music. It wasn't, like, just Undertaker's music with, like, it's a Big Show, like, over it. Because that would have been ridiculous. And that's what they did here. Let's see. I'm also putting Ghidorah on the lowest shelf so he doesn't take a shelf dive in the middle of the night or when I'm away. Probably smart. Like, if he tips over, it's not going to be the end of the world. He won't fall like 5 feet to the floor or anything. Let's see. What would be my wrestling name? Every wrestling fan's thought of their own, or maybe that's just me. I don't think Captain McKay is a bad name. It pretty much has been the name I've gone by for years and years on the internet and among friends and everything else, so... It's fine. It's good. I'd have to be like a pirate wrestler. Like, what's that guy? Paul Burchill. Except, yeah, maybe. No, I wouldn't do that. That was a bad idea. Oh, okay. Here we go. Speaking of theme songs, what was my favorite wrestling theme song? We're going back a ways, but I always liked the classic Undertaker one. I've liked Bret Hart's. Stone Cold's, obviously. DX, The Rock. Like, there's been a lot of really good ones. I don't know. I've just been a fan of a lot of them. Have I seen the little banter between Rollins and Ospreay on Twitter? Hilarious stuff. I have. And, well, I mean, no, I haven't seen all of it, but I've seen, like, little just retweets and stuff of it. And, like, what started that? Was it something that Seth Rollins was just like, we're the best wrestling in the world, and Will Ospreay was like, no, you're not? Is that basically what it started? Like, because I don't know. I just saw bits of it. Let's see. It was Booker T. Was it Booker T and RVD? With the one-of-a-kind mashup? Let's see. I like your WWE stop motion because it reminds me of the Attitude Era. Well, thank you. That's when I was a big wrestling fan, so that's really the style of wrestling that I'm the most familiar with. So that's kind of what I go with. Let's see, do you smell or if you smell? Which one's better? I always prefer the do you smell, like the earlier ones, which is why I'm in JWF. That's one of the ones, that's what I use. So, yeah, like, I don't know. Like, that's when I was just the biggest fan of, like, wrestling in general, I think, was when The Rock was pre-if you smell. So, yeah, I mean, I like a lot of the if you smell ones too, but the do you smell ones are, like, more classic for me. Let's see. Kaimo Film says, I've started watching Neon Genesis Evangelion on Netflix. It's so damn good. Definitely recommend. Sweet. Okay. I might have to look into that then. I'm not a huge anime guy, but I've heard good things about that series, so it might be worth checking out. What is this? What made you like women's wrestling when you were a kid? Well... I mean, I wasn't really... I was like 14 or so. So that should basically answer your question right there. I was right in that age group of where I'm just like, every time a woman that was pretty came on the screen. So WWE did a good job of marketing at the time. Women like Trish Stratus and Lita and people who were athletic but also looked a certain way. So, that hooked me. Probably Sable. Sable was a little, like, she was on TV at the time when I was watching, but I don't know, like, something about her I never quite got, I guess. Like, I don't know, she always looked really, like, mid-90s, if that makes any sense. If you can say somebody looks like a time period, I think Sable looks very mid-90s, which by, like, 99... might have been a little bit outdated, and it sounds ridiculous that I'm even saying this, but that's just how I perceived her in 1999. I mean, she was all over TV all the time, too, so I maybe just was tired of seeing her. I don't know. Kendarius Dupree. I need that Mafex Batman Hush. I forgot to get a picture of that for the stream, but yes, most of the people on my Instagram have already seen. And if not mine, you've seen it on somebody's Instagram. Mafex is doing a classic Batman from the Hush story. So like the Jim Lee Batman from like 2004 or whatever it is. And it looks really, really cool. Like I'm probably going to try and get it. I don't know. Like I haven't bought a Batman figure in a while. So if I'm going to go for one, this looks like a great one to go for because he comes with like the different heads. He's got like a regular face. He's got like an angrier face. And then he's got like just a Bruce Wayne head. As well as I think some different hands and different accessories and stuff. And cloth cape. I don't know if it's got a wire in it or not, but either way, it just looks amazing. I'm on board. Yeah, Seth was full of hitting WWE and Will responded. Then they played along with each other and it was great. People got triggered over even though it was clearly just them having some fun. That's the thing. Like, everybody on Twitter will jump in thinking these guys are having like a huge personal feud and everything, but like by and large, I think if they're doing it publicly like that, they're probably just having fun. It's like Jericho and Kenny Omega doing that all those years ago. And what happened there? Oh, well, they turned out being friends and having matches together and stuff. That's pretty much what you can... I mean, I wouldn't expect Seth Rollins and Will Ospreay to have matches anytime soon, but at the very least, they can just be like, oh, okay, yeah, this guy. All right. I think I'm going to get that Batman. I'm a little hesitant, as Mafex is notorious for having bad QC issues. I haven't bought a Mafex figure in a long, long time, so I can't comment on what they're like recently. But I haven't heard anything too bad, like, recent, I don't think. Like, the Spider-Man that came out with the, like, the classic Spider-Man, I've heard a lot of really positive things about that. I do have the Cyclops on pre-order, the 90s Jim Lee Cyclops. So hopefully there's not any QC issues, because that's like a $90 figure. I hope it's fine. Yeah, but Mafex, like, even my original Dark Knight Batman, like the Christian Bale one, he's still holding up. Like, he's not in bad shape or anything. He doesn't have any issues. So I'm hopeful. Alex's favorite Batman is still Adam West, R.I.P. Adam West was great. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are like, Batman shouldn't be funny, Batman shouldn't be making jokes, but I think it's fine. I like that show. I also swear, I'm only late to the stream because I was watching Wolverine and the X-Men. Well, two things. Number one, it's fine. You know, I'm not taking attendance. And number two, great show. They need to get, somehow, they need to release a follow-up to that, because that cliffhanger at the end, tragic that we never got anything from that. Man, like, just thinking about it now makes me sad. James Campbell, what's going on? Tomorrow we'll have a little something new. We're talking Pokemon now. I modified an old deck, so threw in some of those new tag teams I got, that Melmetal and Lucario. Turns out I have two of them, one from our booster box and one from that pack I opened at your house. So, trying to mess around a little bit, see what happens. It's Godzilla stop motion SH Monster Arts, Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. Sube Godzilla. Oh, okay, hang on. So, we've got somebody asking for something? I can't tell. Eventually, I will. Maybe. I mean, if I get around to that sequel to Aftermath, Mechagodzilla would probably be a huge part of that. Joseph Miga says that's the charm. Yeah. I'm trying to... Oh, Machine Dragon Nero. I'm trying to get some Marvel Legends Rescue figure. So many video ideas. Rescue is coming out soon, I think? Or already out, maybe? I don't know. That's, I think that's in one of the endgame waves, though, so it might not be out yet. But Rescue it's a character they showed a long time ago, and I'm surprised it's taken them this long to finally get it released, but that'll be cool. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. If you had powers to restore 3 old wrestlers back to their youth, who would they be? 2 men and 1 woman. Bret Hart. Kurt Angle? Like, I know Kurt Angle still wrestles occasionally, but he's a shell of his former self. And 1 woman. Who would I want to see go up against like Becky Lynch and Charlotte and Alexa Bliss and let's. Well, Trish can probably still go, but yeah, that's a good question. You know what? That's a really good question. I have to think. Which female wrestler would I put back to her prime? Because I'm guessing it's going to have to be somebody who's like a little older now. I'll just say Molly Holly, because she was always really fun to watch. She can probably still wrestle just as well as she ever could, but, you know, just go with her. I'll whip some new deck as well. Maybe I'll bring back Dragonite. Oh, this guy. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to throw that Porygon in this deck now. I don't know. Christian Bale is underrated regarding his other roles. Prime example of that being American Psycho, gives one of the greatest acting performances of all time in that film. I liked, what do you call it? The Machinist. I thought that was really good, too. Candace Dupree. If only Marvel could give one more season to Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Spectacular Spider-Man, and Wolverine and the X-Men. Yeah, Earth's Mightiest Heroes is another one. I would have loved to see more of that. At least that got a little bit more closure than Wolverine and the X-Men. But, yeah, the direction they were going with that, like, it was going to be so huge if they continued. And they just didn't. Rescue's coming out next month, July 15th on Amazon. Okay. I think Batman and Godzilla are really similar. They had a cheesy, kid-friendly era that established younger, long-lasting fans. And they had a darker 80s, 90s era with continued dark stories. There's a lot to be said for that. And they both, you know, if you want to continue the comparison, they both started really dark and then progressively got sillier and cornier over the years. And then something happened where they're like, you know what, let's just hit reset on that and make them dark again. And now there's fans of certain versions that don't like the other ones, or there's fans who can appreciate all of it. And yeah, there's actually a lot of comparison. And let's not talk about continuity, because that's a mess across the board for all of them. So if I had the power to put wrestlers from the current era back to the Attitude Era, 2 men and 1 woman. Okay, Becky Lynch would be awesome to see in the Attitude Era. I think she would fit pretty well. Seth Rollins, I think. I don't know that he'd get used very well, but I like Seth Rollins, so in he goes. And who would my second male wrestler be? You know what? Moxley. Let's put him. Anybody see Disney is trying to bring back the X-Men animated series from the 90s? Zombie, I read something about that. How, far along is that? Because I'd be interested to see what they do. Especially if they get back some of the old voice cast. That'd be awesome. Let's see. Did I watch the new WWE Stomping Grounds? I did not. No, I haven't seen it. Spectacular Spider-Man had a great theme song. I remember the 90s Spider-Man had a great theme song. That electric guitar riff, that was really good. How would Batman tackle Godzilla-like creatures? Jeez. I mean, he'd have to rely heavily on gadgets and hope for the best. He'd have maybe the bat plane flying around trying to deal with him. I don't reckon he has great chances. I mean, that's just me. I don't know. I think that quality of tonal flexibility is what allows characters to stand the test of time and be beloved by millions. I'm with you. I mean, I think that a character like Batman is only still around because he's that type of character that you can put him in any situation and make him work. You can put him in a really dark detective story and he'll be fine. You can put him in a silly, over-the-top, campy, almost cartoon world and he'll still be fine. Batman fits in all that. And you can make the same argument for Godzilla. He can be something that's terrifying and destroying everything around you, or he could just be fun and silly and just trying to beat up the other monster that's trying to be a bit mean to the kids. I don't know. Would I have Burnout Ink on the stream? He pops in here every now and then. Or do you mean have a conversation with him on the stream? I'd be down. Let's see. How do I like my Batman ears? It depends on the story, honestly. In the movies, Michael Keaton's I thought were great. In one of my favorite Batman artists is Kelly Jones, and he always draws them really long and really pointy, and Batman's always real creepy looking. So I dig that art style, but I don't think it would work in stories that aren't weird and kind of dealing with occult type stuff. Like, I don't know, you couldn't just put that in a regular detective story, I wouldn't say. Let's see. Who would win in a three-way fight? Batman, James Bond, Iron Man. Yeah, well, I mean, fully armored, probably Iron Man. Like, if Batman had some way to shut off Stark's armor, I'd say him. Bond has just as many gadgets as Batman, but I don't know that he has the fighting skill, like, just hand-to-hand. Like, if you're talking about just fighting skill, I think Batman could beat them all in fistfights, but, you know, Iron Man's a guy in armor with a lot of firepower, so getting close to him wouldn't be easy. I don't know, it's an interesting triple threat. Godzilla has a career that any actor would kill for because got to look and play any kind of character and more. I'd like to see Batman the Animated Series meet Adam West Batman. They kind of did that with the Grey Ghost, didn't they? Like, that was it was Adam West's voice, and it was this out-of-work actor who was known for playing, like, kind of a pulp superhero on a TV show. So it was basically their way of doing it. I thought it was cool. What's something Kelly Jones has drawn for? As far as Batman, he drew the Batman Dracula crossovers. He drew this thing called Gotham After Midnight, which was really cool. He drew the covers for Nightfall. So if you remember the covers, like for when Bane breaks Batman's back and all that, that was his cover work. The interior is not his, but he's also done like Deadman, I want to say, and a couple other different comics. So he gets around. He's out there. What was my opinion on Endgame, Liam O'Neill? I liked Endgame. I don't know if I'm going to go back and see it again, even though it's supposed to have like extra footage now coming in the next week or two, I guess. But I really did enjoy it. He drew Batman in Detective Futuristic Story in Detective Comics 1000. Nice. Okay, I didn't see that. I got to check it out. A crazy superhero fight would be Batman versus Spider-Man. How would I fantasy book that? That'd be tough. Spider-Man would have to be... like, if Batman wins, and that's a big if, it's because of Spider-Man's inexperience. He's younger and he doesn't quite have the years under his belt. And we're going with a younger Spider-Man, obviously. But Batman wouldn't be able to like sneak up on Spider-Man because of his spider sense. So he'd have to rely a lot on his gadgets and different things to maybe try and get the drop on him. But Spider-Man's strength is such that he would, if it came down to a fist fight, Batman would put up a good fight, like technique-wise. But if Spider-Man landed a hit, Batman would probably fly across the room. Like, Spider-Man's strength is like no joke. Let's see. Batman animated series in 60s Gotham would be hilarious. In a related but not really related note, there was a movie called Turtles Forever where like the 2000s era Turtles and the 80s Turtles like had a crossover. And so like the 80s Turtles are like running around in the city like it's no big deal because that's what they do in the 80s. And meanwhile the modern Turtles are like, if they can't see you, they're going to start be thinking that's weird. And like, so it was funny. Any advice for the test building I posted on Instagram? I mentioned I took a lot of inspiration from your buildings. I practically stole your idea. I don't remember where I got the idea from. I'm sure I saw something similar before that too. I would say if you want to try different things, try and get different colors of that mesh, that sewing mesh that you're using. So you can change up the color of the window patterns. Like I've got black, I've got the white clear type stuff that you've used. Sometimes I spray paint it like silver or gold or something just to give it a different look. Yeah, have fun making variations. Like there's no right way to make a building. Like just have fun making different types of things. Logan Dottie, oh well, thanks for stopping in. No big deal. Don't they also team up with the Turtles from the comics? They're in it at the end. It's not really a team up though. It's more of a face off. And then I think they all wind up fighting Shredder, like a super-powered Shredder for like the end of the movie. But yeah, okay, so I guess they do team up, if I'm remembering the movie correctly. let's see. Did I hear that Ash Williams and the Terminator and MK11? I heard something about that. I'm curious to see more. Definitely. Do I remember Batman and Green Hornet crossing over on the old '60s show? I don't know that I've ever seen it, but I remember reading about it and hearing about it from people. So that's something I'm really got to check out. Let's see. Kendarius Dupree. We'll take one or two more questions because I did say at the beginning I do have to cut the stream short tonight. So sorry to the people who are getting in late. Did I like Grant Morrison's Dick Grayson Batman run? Yes, I did. Quite a bit, actually. Batman and Robin you talking about? Where they were like fighting Professor Pig. I had those issues, and I'd like to go back and reread them at some point. I think that was cool. Do I have any new figures? Show them again one more time. We got the Black Series Luke Skywalker. Got a import from Chino One Moreno on YouTube. We got today Mothra from Godzilla King of the Monsters. Look at that paint. Looking pretty good, I think. And then in the mail today, got the X-Men box set. Magneto, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch. I'm going to try not to reflect everything on there, but there's really no way I can do this without doing that. So you get the idea. So yeah, it's actually been a pretty good couple of days for figures. All right, one last question. I remember talking about Damian Wayne last week. Yeah, not my favorite character at all. I don't know if he's any good lately. I haven't read really anything since like New 52 started. I've read like a few New 52 stories, but nothing like, I haven't been keeping up with it. I don't know. It's just not the way I'm, not the way I'm spending my time, I guess, with those comics. So that's going to be it for tonight. Again, sorry about the short stream. Hopefully next week. I have to figure out when I want to do the stream next week because 4th of July is kind of throwing my whole schedule off. But I expect that it might happen Tuesday. So if you want to stream, come on in Tuesday next week. And if you can't make it, that's cool because we'll be back to Wednesdays the following week. Anyway, my name is Captain McKay. Thank you, beautiful people, for stopping in. Next week, it's not going to be the same Vader time, but it will be the same Captain channel, different day. So we'll see what happens. All right. Have a good one.